All right, we are live. Yay. So I
Yes.
sent out an email not too a few minutes ago for people to know that we are going live, and I'm
Okay.
excited. I'm gonna head over to Facebook really, really quick
Okay.
and see and watch people over there because
Okay.
I am here with Judith and we are talking about Black women in media.
Yes.
And let me do something really quick so I
Okay.
can make it public. There you go. I got it now. Yes. All right, Judith. So I am here with Judith Jacques. Okay, I'm gonna pronounce it like the French way, but
Judith
you got to
Jacques.
pronounce that last name. The link.
Judith Jacques Laguerre.
Okay, Judith Jacques Laguerre. I love that, Judith Jacques Laguerre. So she had to be like Black women in media. She's got that already celebrity name, right? So I met Judith actually on LinkedIn. And it wasn't Instagram, it wasn't Facebook, it was on LinkedIn. And I saw some of the things that she was doing, Black women in media, which is what I'm all about. And I looked at her and I watched her, and then I followed her and stalked her in other places. And I said, I really like what this young lady is doing. And it reminded me of something that I did 20 years ago. My daughter's 24. So 20 years ago. And it was an organization called Blacks in Advertising, Radio, and Television. And it
Mhm.
was an organization that brought together Black people for the sake of making sure that we empower each other, encourage each other, and support each other.
Right.
And so I got on a phone call with Judith and I said, tell me about Black women in media. And she told me a little bit of her story, and I just fell in love with her. And she is actually the back cover of Speakers Magazine this month,
Yes.
as well as the inside back cover as well, because she has an event that she's coming up. So, what I want to do is actually have Judith tell us about herself, how she started this, and tell us about blackwomeninmedia.com, which you can go to right now if you're just curious. Okay.
Okay. So, hello, everyone. My name is Judith Jacques Laguerre, and I am the founder of Black Women in Media, which is a subsidiary of Blackstreet. And Blackstreet was pretty much created approximately 8 years ago. In 2012, around that time, we weren't talking about diversity and inclusion and just having some of these healthy conversations. So we'd hope, in regards to the fairness of Black people in the workplace, as well as our representation and things of that like. So, when I was studying my undergrad, I was studying communications, and just my experience as an intern. My program was a very aggressive program at St. John's University. It was very common for me to be the only Black woman in the room. And, that was I'm
What
sorry,
year, what year was this?
this was 2000, oh God, you're going to be telling my age. This was 2008 was when I started my internships.
So just in 2008. Okay. Now she's still the only Black in the room, right? Okay, go on. So, because I'm just like I'm
Right?
just like so amazed because I was like,
Right.
I came out of college in the 80s and I was only Black. How
Yeah.
can it be like 2008 and was still? But go on. That
No, you're absolutely right, though. We were just, I was the only Black woman in my program at that time. Specific to what my focuses were when I went to my internships and I was at these agencies and these firms. I was always the only Black person or the only Black woman. I worked twice as hard than anyone else in the room. My creativity received a pat on the back. It even generated income for the firms. But that's the most I received. Whenever a permanent position was open, I never got it because I didn't fit into company culture, or they felt that I was overqualified and this firm couldn't provide me the opportunities in which, my skill set would, deem me worthy of. And, it was just always these excuses and so on.
microaggression.
Yes, pretty much. That's exactly what it was.
Right.
And, right then and there, I already had a lot of frustrations with my experience and, the corporate realm and the workplace, especially as a Black woman. So in 2010, I co-founded a nonprofit for Haitian American women and so on that, I'm first generation Haitian American. My parents are immigrants and so on. And through that experience, I started realizing that this is a Black experience, not just, Haitian American or African American or so on. This is a Black experience. Your experience is really determined by the color of your skin. Whether I'm Jamaican or Haitian or African American, the first thing they see is that I'm a Black woman, and I'm treated exactly the same as other Black women, regardless of their cultural and ethnic backgrounds. So in 2012, we created Blackstreet. And the reason that was founded was I said, let me just create a website, because I didn't see enough representation and across the board in terms of like agencies and
just agencies, talking about advertising
agencies, firms, media, even, in a Haitian household, you only have 3 choices in terms of a career path. You're either a doctor, a lawyer, or an engineer. So I saw that representation in my community, but overall across the board, Black people had so many negative stigmas and stereotypes and negative connotations that were associated to us. So, I decided, let's just create a website that features us in all industries. So I would feature DJs, doctors, nurses, teachers, and, stylists, photographers, and so on. And just to show that we're contributing to so much more than just sports and entertainment.
Right.
With that, with Blackstreet, then we ended up creating Black Celebration Awards, which was the first subsidiary. And it was pretty much the award ceremony that replicated the website, where we would honor individuals and like 25 different industries and so on and so forth. After Black Celebration Awards, I created Black Culinary Expo, which is like the Afro-punk of food.
Yeah, I get it.
So you're watching these cooking shows on TV, and there's like 1 or 2 Black culinarians that's on these cooking shows or competitions and so on. And there's, again, this great example of tokenism. Meanwhile, Black people taught the world how to season and cook their food, but there isn't enough representation or opportunity that is handed to us in these in
the media outlets.
Exactly. And then Black Women in Media followed a suit as the third subsidiary, and which, is obviously dear to my heart because of my experience in the communications realm and so on. And I just wanted to create a space for Black women in media, communications, entertainment, digital, and tech, in which we can really just honor and recognize and just empower each other
and celebrate.
That's pretty much where we are. I'm super excited for
5 years. It's 5 years old. So it's like a major consistency.
Yeah.
Like 5 years. I mean, COVID made it so that it had to be virtual.
Right.
But women in media, you could have said, we'll skip it. We'll do it in 2021. But you said, we're going to keep going.
Right.
That's what Black people do. That's what we do. We keep it moving.
Yeah.
Same thing with Speakers Magazine. We got Jamie Foxx Brown on the cover, and she had Sister to Sisters magazine for many years. Her husband passed. She closed the magazine, but it is still around in digital format. Right. So Jamie is like, you know what? I'm still gonna do my thing. Right. This is like, that's one of the things that she's gonna be part of Black Women in Media too. And so you can see where there is synergy among people who, we had the NAACP Image Awards, and people are so happy about that. We got the BET Awards, but there's more Black people that are worthy of awards than just like those 2 or 3 award shows.
Right.
And Black Women in Media is one, and we got NABJ, they do award shows as well, the Black journalists and things like that. Yes. But Black Women in Media this year, you're honoring, name some of the honorees. I know one is Tamron Hall.
Yes, we have Tamron Hall. We have BAFTA recipient Ama Asante. We have Zuri Hall, MC Light, Zane, the acclaimed New York Times bestselling author.
I know Zane, yes.
Erica Cobb from the Daily Blast News. Egypt Sherrod, who's like a radio and broadcast pioneer. I grew up listening to her on the radio. F.E.T. Brown, who is an award-winning television producer, and Minda Harts, who is the author of The Memo, and Toya Beasley, Toya Beasley, who's another radio giant.
Toya,
yes. Toya Toya Beasley.
Yes, Toya. She's in New York. She's in New York. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So
WLIB or WBLF?
but I was just on phone with her. If she sees that, she's gonna kill me. I hope Toya please forgive me. Yes, so we are honoring some phenomenal women. This year we have approximately 21.
Wow. Wow.
Usually we have a lot more, but you know, we definitely wanted to be the awards ceremony to be a bit strategic, as you mentioned, because it's virtual.
Mhm.
You know, COVID has shifted all of our lives because of, you know, obviously precautious measures and things of that like. But you know, we are still creating an experience and super excited about it. You know, our conference and awards is 5 days. It's next week, Monday through Friday. So Monday through Thursday will be the conference, and Friday evening will be the awards. And I'm super excited to like really just bring forth to you all of these women. We have over 100 speakers.
Wow.
For the conference, you know, that which includes master classes, fireside chats, Q&As, panels, you know, which range in a variety of not just media, but a variety of topics, which is relative to Black women. And, you know, I'm super excited about it because Black women, we are multidimensional, super multidimensional. You can be a doctor and have a podcast in which you're providing a wealth of information regarding, you know, the health of people in your community.
Attorneys, definitely we need attorneys now. There's so much about intellectual property that we just need to know for real, for real.
And we have a politics and law panel. So, you know, like, you know, even if they have these conventional roles in terms of like the industries that they work in, they still have other elements which make them a Black woman in media because they're tapping into their audience in very strategic ways. So, you know, I say this to say that it's for every Black woman, and even men too. We have a lot of men who are just supporting us and just being here to give us our flowers. So I'm super excited about all of it.
And so one of the things too, Judith, is that I'm talking with Judith, who is the founder of Black Women in Media, blackwomeninmedia.com. And one of the things too is that the virtual conference and awards is all week, and you've got the speakers and the honorees. But tell us about some of the honorees that you've had previously. One of my favorites that's on the back cover here is people say I look like her. I don't know if I look like her or not. Do I look like her?
Favor each other a bit.
That's my auntie.
Yes. So, you know, like you mentioned, Kathy Hughes, Michelle Thornton, and now I'm drawing a blank, of course. But
Gladys Knight. Gladys Knight was one.
Actually, I don't believe we honored Gladys Knight, but
who's that down there in the red?
Oh. It's not Gladys Knight.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's Cheryl Lee Ralph.
Cheryl Lee Ralph. Oh my goodness,
she's another acclaimed actress.
Yeah.
Cheryl Lee Ralph, Beverly Bond, Alicia Butterfield Jones, who is now the Chief Diversity and Inclusion Officer for the Recording Academy. We've honored, you know, we cater to a large range of demographics. So, you know, Little Mama, we've honored Yandy Smith, especially for the work that she's done in her community, utilizing her platform in a very strategic way. Erica Thompson, Bevy Smith, excuse me, not Beverly Smith, but Bevy Smith, Tamika Mallory, who is activist and
Mallory.
Yeah. And so many other giants, and Laurie Stokes from, you know, Good Day New York from Fox News, and Latham Thomas, who is a well-known wellness guru, and so on and so forth. So we've had the opportunity to really honestly.
Oh my God. I love that. And it's one of those things where you are bringing people together to celebrate, to collaborate, to network, to support each other. And media is so powerful. It shapes our images. It shapes our mindset.
Right.
It's so powerful. And so for you to honor and support Black women that want to do well, like Toya Beasley or Tamara Hall, they had to fight in order to create good messages. Like, it's not easy. Toya could probably do other stuff and and but she stayed true to her lane. And so for you to honor them, and Tamron Hall, the same thing, her show creates positive images for Black people, for Black women specifically.
And during her acceptance speech, which, if you once you guys join us, you'll see, she mentions she highlights other Black women, which is extremely phenomenal. And I'm pretty sure everyone knows about the controversial way that she was, taken off the air and so on, and all of that mess. But sometimes a setback is just God redirecting you into your own full purpose, and to see her in her full glory and her own platform in which she can control is just such a powerful thing. And that just speaks to the resiliency of Black people, Black women specifically in this case. She's a phenomenal person. Black women, we keep fighting.
Yes.
We keep fighting. So it's a beautiful thing to see.
So one of the things that I find that with the rise of podcasting, and we're doing our streaming, we're doing magazines, we're doing digital magazines. It's just a way for our voices matter, and we're not going to wait.
Yeah.
We create our own road. And that's why I really, really love what you do. I really, really love what you do. And I want to support you any and every way I can. I'm a little envious because you're in the hub of the major media market, right? New York. And I'm like, okay, New York is always dominating, but I can live vicariously through you because you can touch and network with those folks. Well, pre-COVID, you could.
Right. Now everything's virtual.
Now everything's virtual. So I'm like there with you guys.
The COVID has sort of kind of evened the playing field in terms of the opportunities and who you connect with. Thank God for LinkedIn. You can connect with, each and every person that you come across, as long as you're providing them, they see some sort of exchange in which, there's an equilibrium. You have the opportunity of which you already know because you've done some phenomenal things yourself. So, we're not even worried about that. But thank God for still the opportunity to connect with people virtually.
Yes, yes. And so I want people to go to blackwomeninmedia.com. November 16th through the 20th, go to blackwomeninmedia.com. It is a growing community of Black women. And really it's the way where if you are in communications, media, entertainment, literature, publishing, TV, film, digital, tech, radio, broadcast, basically that touches everybody.
Yes, it does.
It touches everybody. I mean, it's no way that it wouldn't touch anyone because it's really the place. It's an online destination for Black women with the passion for media.
Right.
So even if we aren't in media, like working in TV, radio, or print, just a passion for media, because the media is a way that really, as a publicist, it's a way to really express things on larger platforms, and we all have voices and our voices matter. So I just want to thank you for your work. I know there's a lot of things going on. You want to name some of the sessions that you're going to have, or go to the website Black Women in Media, because it's over 100 speakers, so you got a lot of sessions.
There's quite a lot, but we have master classes and fireside chats, such as how to self-publish a best-selling book by literature giants, and how to pitch your own television show, and how to build a brand, and out of the box market branding. And some of our panels is marketing. They touch into marketing. They touch into radio and broadcasting. They touch into television and film. They touch into politics and law. They touch into casting and representation, beauty panels, fashion panels, influencers, bloggers. So
influencers, that's a big thing. Yes. People need to know. My daughter wants to be an influencer, so I'm gonna have her register. It's like, you could get to just do Instagram. Okay, well, yeah, you on there anyway. So let's do that.
Let's do that. Let's take advantage and monetize this platform. Absolutely.
Yes. So that is one of the main things. So they can go to blackwomeninmedia.com. Besides the conference and besides the awards program, it's a community as well. So it's a community that people can join as well. So it's not just one and done, but all year along you support and encourage. And do you do any kind of job matching or mentoring and that sort of thing?
So as you mentioned, Black Women in Media started off as a conference and awards. And then we branched this year. Well, this year was actually supposed to happen for us to have an aggressive launch. We did a whole rebranding and we revamped our website to really target our audience in a very strategic way, in this case, Black women. And like you've mentioned, we have a membership program, which we're launching. It has 3 different tiers, as well as a lifetime membership program, which is at $3,500, but we're offering it at such a fraction of that cost because we want to build this community. So it's really a community of Black women in mid to high executive levels, and we provide incentives from, like you mentioned, job placements and referrals, in which we can introduce you to even some of the women we've honored in the past, depending on your level of membership. But most importantly, we're creating a community similar to LinkedIn. It's like the Black Women in Media version of LinkedIn, in which we can communicate with each other. We have a timeline and things of that like. And then we have multiple experiences that will be taking place throughout the months. Now that, of course, because of COVID, and I tell people this all the time and they're not listening to me, we're going to be in a virtual space for a very long time, even with the vaccinations that are coming. Whether you choose to take it or not, it's still not going to change the effects and the aggressiveness of this virus at this moment, because, not everyone's at the same level in terms of the decision making. But with that being said, we still have the opportunity to create experiences in a virtual space in which we can provide a wealth of information to our network. So, I'm really, really excited about it. And, Black Women in Media, we're also creating a space for, Black business owners. We have a virtual mall in which we're going to feature Black business owners, and we did it for, again, fraction of the cost. It's not necessarily about the financial aspect of it. I just wanted to create a platform where they would take advantage of our audience members. We have an expectancy of thousands of viewers, for next week. And we want these Black businesses to receive, for them to receive brand visibility.
Yeah, it's about eyes and ears. It's about eyeballs. It's about eyeballs, because we don't have foot traffic anymore. So got to get the eyeballs there. So that is so true. What I'd like to do, Judith, is invite you, if you can. I know you're going to be busy the next few months, but every month, if you could, submit an article to Speakers Magazine. And really just talk about the different parts maybe of the conference, or maybe just do some of the notes or the show notes from the conference. But every month, like 350 words or so. But Black Women in Media be like your column, and we'll be spotlighting. You could spotlight a member, however you want to use it, but make it so that we are like partners in this, because I really do. I kind of feel like if any of my Detroit friends or Chicago friends too, there was an organization in Chicago called TAP, Targeted Advertising Professional.
Right.
You remember that? And then one of my good friends, Lana Thompson, she was over that. And Lewis Carr from BET, they were over that, and Daryl Higgins. So anyway, so a lot of that was in Chicago. And then Detroit, we had BART, Blacks in Advertising, Radio and Television. And then now we have Black Women in TV. It seems to be like a little bit of the Chicago, Detroit, New York kind of connection thing. We're kind of like, we ain't gonna sit down. We're gonna do some stuff, right? Yes. So just thank you so much for just keeping up the work. I'm over here at Facebook a little bit. I'm really. Hey, Teresa. Hey, Roger. Stay focused. He says, what's the website again, Teresa? It's blackwomeninmedia.com. Blackwomeninmedia.com. So you can head over there and really learn all about it. And like she said, it's a community as well as an awards and conference, and it starts next week. So that's why we're doing the live today. Right? We're doing the live today on Friday the 13th. So anyway, is there anything else, Judith, that you would like to add, or something that you want to share with people as we kind of wrap this up?
No, well, I just want to encourage your audience and all of the viewers, who are participating in the live this evening, to understand that every setback is just a redirection. God is redirecting you to your full purpose. And, especially from my experience, I didn't know who I was. And once I tapped into just God's calling and saying, I'm ready for your purpose in my life. The answers started coming. I saw them in dreams. I saw them in visions. The clues were there, and so on. So I want to encourage everyone to understand that you are here for a purpose. You're divinely created, and there is no one like you. So you are uniquely created as well. Your fingerprint to the DNA structure of who you are there is nothing and no one like you. So I definitely want to leave those words of encouragement to everyone and let them know that, especially in these times of COVID, it could be very challenging. I felt the brunt of it, and stay encouraged.
Mm-hmm. And I just applaud you, because purpose pulls you. Purpose pulled you. It was something that out of things what looks like not going the right way, but you were aligned, and everything now is like lining up. So purpose pulls you. And I just thank you so much for joining us and being in Speakers Magazine this month and getting all the people on there next week. I'm excited about it. So thank you so much. All right, Judith. So you have a good rest of the weekend, and we will see you next week. All righty. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Thank you for seeing Periscope, YouTube, and Facebook. All right.